So the anxiety sufferer can feel like they're vulnerable, they're weak. You know, sometimes they can't go to parties, sometimes they can't go outside, they can't do this, they can't do that. They feel weak. They can feel weak. They can feel like something's wrong with them. Like they're not as strong as a normal person. And I want to tell you that you're not weak. You're not weak at all. You've been given an incredible challenge in this life, an immense challenge in this life. What if we don't come here to simply have an easy life? What if we come to planet Earth to be challenged? We come to planet Earth to be challenged by this world so that we can grow through that challenge. And this is what anxiety is. It's an incredible challenge. The reason it's so difficult is because, unlike training for a boxing match, or unlike training to climb a mountain, or doing any of these external challenges, even trying to start a business, anything you can think of, with all of those things, at the end of the day, you can leave it behind, and you can go and sit down, you can watch TV, you can go to the pub, and you can leave that behind. But the anxiety sufferer can often feel as if this is with them all the time, that there's no escape from it. And so it can be an incredibly, incredibly challenging thing to experience. And so I want to say to you, if you're listening to this, and if you are experiencing anxiety, instead of seeing yourself as weak, instead of seeing this as something bad that's happening to you, and in one sense it is bad, in one sense it's very difficult and very painful, you can reframe it. Instead of seeing it as bad, see it as the greatest challenge of your life. A challenge which you can overcome. A challenge which isn't here meaninglessly just to hurt and annoy you, but rather a challenge which is here to help you grow in depth, to help you grow in a depth of contentment and a depth of happiness which everybody is really, really longing for. The anxiety is here to, as challenging and difficult as it is every day, it's not here because you're weak, it's not here to make you a victim, it's here because you're strong, and it's challenging you to wake up. It's challenging you to wake up to what you really are beyond the thinking. Because the anxiety sufferer has been pulled into very challenging thinking. Everybody, almost everybody on the planet is caught in this thinking. And that thinking that almost everybody on the planet is caught in is what is cutting us off from our deeper nature. That is what's cutting us off from our being. And most people on the planet feel this slight sense, or even large sense, that something's not quite right, something is missing. Now, the anxiety sufferer gets pulled into the mind maybe 10 times the strength, or 100 times the strength as the average person. So that mind becomes too much to live with. And then it has to force you to go beyond it. It has to force you to find what you really are beyond that thinking mind, because you are not the thoughts inside of your head. You are not the anxious thoughts inside of your head. How can you be the anxious thoughts in your head if you can see the anxious thoughts in your head? You are not those thoughts. This anxiety isn't here by mistake. It's here to help you awaken to what you are beyond the mind. You've been given an incredibly difficult challenge in this life. You've been given a challenge in this life. It's a challenge. It's not here by mistake. It's not here simply to hurt you. It's here because you're a strong soul, and you can use this for your own awakening. And by that, what I mean is you can use this anxiety to help you discover what every single person on the planet is looking for. To help you discover the depths of your own being. And when you do start to discover that, and you feel the warmth of it, you feel the love of it, you feel held by your own being, you feel the goodness of it, and you start to feel completely at home within your own heart, it won't have mattered how many years you've suffered anxiety for, and it won't matter how difficult that anxiety has been, you will know that it's been for a reason. Because this discovery of your own being is the most meaningful thing you can ever discover. And you realise that it's what every single person on the planet really, really wants. And the anxiety sufferer has a profound opportunity to discover it. Because the thinking, which is cutting us off from knowing our being, has gotten so much, so difficult, and the feelings have become so intense, so uncomfortable, and they're creating such difficult thinking that the only way to freedom is to go beyond it. The only way to freedom is to go beyond it. And we do this in a few ways. We can do this by using what Alex teaches, bioenergetics, to release the energy of fear from the body. And in doing that, naturally, the thinking settles down because it's the energy in the body which fuels the thinking. We can do this by bringing loving awareness into the body. Because when we do this, we withdraw attention away from the thinking. We soothe, we relax, we calm, we ease the overactive nervous system, and the thinking settles down. And then naturally, we come in touch with our own being. And we can also do this by inquiring directly into the nature of the mind. There's these thoughts happening. Are those thoughts what I really am? If I can see the thoughts, I must be the one seeing the thoughts. I cannot be the fearful thoughts. And then you can ask yourself, what are these fearful thoughts arising within? And you get in touch with the space within which the fearful thoughts are arising. And that space is already and always free. And that space is your true nature, the true nature of your being. When you look into a baby's eyes, you can see there isn't this difficult, challenging thinking going on. So they're bubbling with joy. A little child, a little toddler is bubbling with joy, bubbling with the joy of being. They feel deeply connected to their body. They feel this sense of loving aliveness through every cell of their body. And this is the invitation to the anxiety sufferer. An invitation to kind of return to that state of being that we knew as children.